So my name's Vanessa, and my husband Andrew and I are directors in Lifewave, and just been on the journey a few months now ourselves. And we are really excited though to host tonight with many of you that are coming from just some really fast momentum happening in what's our right leg and one of our downlines here. We have a few teams overseas as well, in the US, Canada, UK, New Zealand as well. And so we love what's happening in Australia. And so Tessa is on tonight. We call her our fearless yes leader, who said yes to a patch when someone didn't relent and said, would you like to be patched? And so the first thing I'm going to do is actually have Tessa quickly share her story, because a lot of you won't have heard it, and it's great to have recorded any chance we get. And then Tessa and I are going to go back and forth about some, for you with leadership minds, because a lot of you on tonight are building and you are already natural leaders, often in this space already. And so we just want to speak to you as leaders and get a bit strategic with some of your back office and some of your structure. But Tessa, why don't you say hi and just share some of your story?
Sure. Thanks, Vanessa. Hello, everybody. I'm Tessa. I was approached by my sponsor back in October of 22. And I said, no way, go away. This sounds like network marketing. It was the last thing I wanted to do, having been involved in 3 and being very successful, but I just was over it. This is another season of my life, and it was the last thing I wanted to grab hold of. And anyway, he kept persisting, and I'm really grateful, and I thank the Lord that he did, because he said to me just before Christmas, he said, do you still have back pain? And I said, I do. So I was in the wedding industry as a wedding events manager, and here in New South Wales in a winery town, Mudgee, if any of you know it. And I had really, really severe sciatica and back pain. And I'd been spending, I don't know, probably $300 a month, roughly on average, with chiropractor and deep tissue massage. And I figured, oh, well, I'll try this product. If it's going to be 180 a month, $200 a month, and it fixes the problem, then I'm okay. I'll give it a go. So I gave it a go, and I was one of those 1 minute, well, 4-hour patch wonders. I put it on and literally the pain went. I couldn't believe it. I patched Christmas Day 2022. One of my sons said to me, Mum, that's placebo. What a lot of rot. How can a Band-Aid fix your sore back? And I said, well, I like this placebo. And a week later, no pain had returned. And so I simply went and shared with 4 friends in the first week. So I really didn't start till January 1 of 23. And I became a manager in that first week, and then director in the first month, and then went on to build a group. But way back then, in the beginning, we were able to be on a live Zoom. It was so new in Australia. So it had only just been launched. Because of COVID, everything went into lockdown, and so they'd only just come in 2022, end of 2022, to Australia. And so we listened to 3 of us, Sally Ann, Misha, and myself, who you'll hear their names on the Zooms. We listened to a worldwide webinar with Onyx Cole, Stephen Gina Merritt, and David Schmidt. And I do remember Steve saying at the time, if you just persist for 24 to 36 months, this will change your life. And we just decided to run with it. The most exciting thing for me, I couldn't believe it, but in the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the company actually paid me money. And I was like, oh, gosh, this company actually pays you and you actually get money in your bank account, like straight away. That was exciting. So I did it very part-time for the first 8 months, and on the 1st of October of 23, I went full-time, and I've done okay, and I got a big group. So somewhere in that group is Vanessa and Andrew, and I just love them. First time I saw Vanessa on a Zoom, I said, hey, I know you. You preach somewhere, but where I went to at some conference, and so that was awesome to have met her. But the other things that happened to me, my arthritis left my hands, my eyesight reversed 2 sizes. I know I'm still wearing glasses, but they're way weaker than they were. Energy's increased. I turned 60 last year, so I'm 61 this year. And just really, I can do Pilates now with 30-year-olds, full of energy, and really has changed my life, not only in health, but in wealth. There you go. It's me.
I don't get tired. That story will never get old. And on a Zoom like this, just with team, we can't talk figures a lot, but we're going to talk a few ballparks for some of you who are asking as well. But just maybe summarize in a year, like even just talk rank, just and explain what the rank is when you say it as well. Maybe how many are on your team. Tessa, can you do that? Just talk a bit about the business and what it's done for you.
Yeah.
Are you there? Okay. So hello.
Hi.
So
It's all right, dear.
So the business, you have a number
I'm just
of
listening.
different positions.
I don't think so.
I'll just mute you, Jennifer, just for the recording part. I'll just mute you. Thank you. Awesome.
Positions start at manager, which is the most important thing. You get to manager, it's 4 people. You become manager making machines and everything else will happen. There is no more important place than being a manager. And if you get your person to manager and them to manager and everyone to manager, you will succeed in this business. It's that simple. Once you have 2 managers, you become a director. And once you have 2 directors, you become a senior director. That really is the pinnacle of the business, because then the other positions are simply on volume. To go from a senior director to an executive director, then to a presidential director and a senior presidential director is simply on volume. So I'm currently a presidential director, minutes away from a SPD. So there you go.
Awesome. So exciting. That moment will be so exciting for our whole team and for Australia. Australia really came on the radar. Just quick summary around, Onyx Cole shared with a couple called Steve and Gina. Our team really focuses on the This Is It. This is Steve and Gina that came out of one of Onyx Cole's binaries. And the exciting thing is the This Is It team is the fastest growing team in the company. A lot of people just play around with all the different patches, and practitioners had a lot of work they were doing with all the various patches. But This Is It really came and said, hey, it's the X39. This is the game changer. Everything else supports that. And the structure you'll see when we introduce you to the This Is It team website, it's scalable, and it's scalable all around the world. And so it has been really exciting, even in the last few months, just to watch the amount of people onboarding and moving forward in rank as well. Lifewave is the #1 momentum company in direct selling right now out of the US. Home for Business also says that. And then we've got the #1 fastest growing team. So we're just going to tell you as we share, honestly, follow a system and add your heart to it. Like, just really maximize what the system teaches you to do, and then bring yourself fully into that place, because you are who you are, and we want you to be who you are. So what we're going to do tonight, there's 2 things we already have in your welcome email and your welcome document. We have designed 2. One that would just go to a customer only, just so the customer doesn't feel too overwhelmed. And a customer, by I mean whatever level they came in as a brand partner. We just have a welcome email, a welcome document for a customer. We do nurture that customer to pretty quickly encourage them, if they share, they can cover their costs, or they can start to get paid. But not everyone wants to think business straight away. So we created a second document, and I have a video on that document, which is a welcome to the team document. And in that document, we asked you to watch a few welcome videos from us, where we dive into the document itself and why it feels important, teaching you how to share, teaching you how to onboard, teaching you what the This Is It system is, teaching you some scripts, just some basic things to learn, because in this organization, in this company, less is more around sharing. Let the patch do the work, and let the website really inform people. And so I've got 2 video trainings. I asked some of you to watch it if you could beforehand, no problem if you haven't. But rather than cover some of those basics, tonight we're just going to hop forward just a little bit, because so many of you are partnering quickly with people and you're used to this an industry like this, but you've had loads of questions around binary structure. There's a lot on a video you can also watch, but I know what it's like to have someone just visually start to show you some things. And so what Tessa said about manager is important. So we're going to talk about, yes, what it means to get to manager. Secondly, we've been leaders for about 25 years in various industries. So I will kind of emphasize early on some strategy around where you can place people. But what I also love about Tessa and her story is they didn't know any of this, and they just built like a 6-figure plus organization and income in the first year without knowing strategy, without knowing structure. And so there's always a balance between let's get strategic, but let's not freeze in the strategy, and let's just share and share and share. So we love Onyx Cole. She says, knowledge on ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. And I think that's a really important part of such a ground floor opportunity and such a life-changing technology, is just be ignorant and share, and then let knowledge inform you, but don't let the lack of it freeze you. So so that's what we're going to do today. Is we're going to go into back office, and some of you aren't even yet registered or brand partnered yet, but you're going to see a little bit. So Tessa, would you like to start with your organization if I let you screen share, and we'll just see a bit of a big picture?
Sure. So the beauty about this business, everyone, is the product. It works. It literally works. And so people just fall in love with the product. So it's so simple to just share, patch and share, patch and share. Can I share now?
Yes.
So this is just my back office for you guys to see. I don't know if you can see that. Can you? Can you?
Yes.
Can you? Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll just get rid of that picture up there. Okay, so so this is me, and I'm a presidential director. So on my left leg, so you do have a strong leg and a weaker leg, a profit leg and a power leg. So I've got 1,625 on one leg, 635 on my right leg. Total, if I hover over me, is 2,260 people. So that changes daily, obviously, as people come on. I was introduced, you can see there, by my sponsor, Mario. But, you know, it's as much work as you put in. He's still building. He even rings me even yesterday to get some help, because not everybody, you know, runs with it at the same pace. But that's fine. It's about everybody building their own little business. So the secret is to go far left and far right. You don't worry about all the middle pieces, okay? I made a mistake on my very first sign up, because I'd been in another network and I went and placed on my inner leg, because the hearts are my personals. But that didn't matter because she didn't do anything anyway. The reason you don't put it on the left leg or on an inner leg is because you're giving yourself 1, 2, 3 times the work to help build that person to be successful. So every time you want to put someone on the bottom of this leg or the bottom of that leg, you simply go bottom left or bottom right. So if I click on bottom left, it takes me to the bottom of 1,626. So it takes me straight down there. And to the last person, who was actually me, Ingrid, she came in as a gold. And now the little green line on her shows she's an automatic. So she's on an auto order. There's 2 secrets to building this business. One is far left, far right when you place. The other is automatic order monthly. Otherwise, you won't maximize the compensation plan. Now, green ones are managers. Purple ones are presidential directors, same as me. So Mish is also a PD. So she has 100. You can see it doesn't matter what leg is which, but on her right leg is her stronger leg, because obviously she has somebody in this group way down who's very strong, like yourselves, a networking group on this leg. This leg is only $4.91, and the red ones are directors. So Sally Ann is just a very integral part of our business. So if I look for, let's go to Andrew. You can put anybody into your binary. You can look for somebody. So let's look at Andrew Hoyes, and it'll take me to where he is, and Vanessa. So Andrew and Vanessa are currently directors in the company. And I always keep a track on everybody in my group to know, where they're ranking, who needs help, because they pay weekly. Every Tuesday you get paid in US dollars into your bank account. And sometimes in order to be active, you need to have, as a manager, you need to have 2 active on your right and 2 active on your left. Active meaning that they've had an automatic payment, like a product come out in the last 31 days. So otherwise then you can drop back rank, and you never drop your lifetime rank, but you can drop your paid rank. These guys have never dropped. I'm sorry, just using that as an example. But if you can have a director here who says they're a manager here, simply because somebody on their left-hand manager didn't qualify that week. So if these guys wanted obviously to sponsor on their left leg, you look down here, I can check on what, I'll say that again. Let's say Michelle, she's a manager, so she's fine. But if this dropped back, you can check on her and say, well, let's have a look at where you're at and what you need to do to go to your next rank. So she's 67% on the way to director, which means she needs another one on her left, another one on her right, and a manager on each side. All of this you will learn, but you can check everything on your downline by simply clicking on the relative buttons. Is that what you wanted me to say?
Yeah, Tessa, can you also see that where it says upcoming, if you go back up to the top and it says upcoming ranks under organization?
Oh, so if I choose somebody, like, let's say,
you go up to the organization, is there a drop down there? It says upcoming rank promotions.
Does. So these are people who are moving up to, so Misha is PD on her way to SPD. There's a bunch of people are new, as you can see in here. There's people that are already managers, need to be directors. So you can work with them and it'll say the percentage and everything else. Yes. But you can also look at your enroller tree. Like there's a whole bunch of things you need to play with, but your enroller tree will show all the people you've sponsored personally and the colors of whatever they are, whatever their rank is. Okay, so you'll see in there. Questions?
I think that's a great way. People have been asking already about how to see people. So let's give a scenario. So Tessa, let's say we've partnered with someone. Let's say Sue's partnering with someone and they're just still learning. So they say, Sue, I'd like to know where to place that 4th person to make me manager. Can you just model what Sue would do to actually just go into her back office rather than have to go into everyone else's back office to do that?
Can I listen?
Do you want me to use Sue as an example?
Use me. That's fine. You can, because a lot of her people are on
Actually,
here.
No, I'll use my sister because she won't keep.
So are you going to join the one that starts at Ross?
Somebody needs to mute.
Okay. Yep.
Linda, do you mind just muting there just for the recording part? Thank you.
Okay, so this is my sister. I don't think Janine will mind. So she's a diamond, like some of you people, but she hasn't ranked yet. She's not even a manager. Why isn't she a manager? She's actually, if I hover over her, she sponsored 5 people. So why would that be? When I click on her profile and I go to her next rank, she's got 1 person on her right leg who is not active. So therefore, she's working on getting another one, okay, to make her a manager. Then her little color here will change to green.
Yeah, love that. So the whole non-active we just said it, but if there's a cross on their name, it means they're not active, and the tick means they're active. So Tessa, do you want to just quickly show people here how to go to that store and actually put in an auto ship if it wasn't done at the order itself? That's already happened a few times for this team. So where you go to store and then you can add their auto ship in.
Well, if your monthly order is not set and it comes up as no auto order, then you've got to go to store. So you go to patches and you would order whatever that person wants. Let's just say they wanted 2 X39s on the month so that they've got their 410 PV, and you would add it to the monthly subscription. I'm not going to do that because it'll muck my one up because of my account. And then you go through and you would check out on your cart. You'd put in all the details, check the address, put in your CVV, and click it on the date you want it to go out, and that would set your auto order. If people want to go on a maintenance kit, this all I ever do is do a maintenance kit. So every 6 months I'll do one of these, which gives me 9 sleeves of X39 for myself. It gives me my 110 PV, covers me for 6 months and 3 extra sleeves. It's cheaper, but I do a one-click order. I just order it, and then I go to my monthly order and I push that out for 6 months. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions? Okay.
Any questions just right now?
So you basically have to have a template in
Before
place.
we just cover.
Sorry, who was asking? Avalon?
Yes, and Avalon. Yes, so basically you have to have basically a template in place.
A template?
Template for your auto ship. So even though you set it for 6 months, then you just amend it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. So in my auto order, I've just got, I think, 2 X39s or something, just so I don't miss my 110 PV, just in case I forgot, because you can't do a maintenance on an auto order, unfortunately. So I just put it in my diary a week before. It's time to order another one for 6 months. But if I forgot, got sick, wasn't here, missed it, had a power cut, anything happened, it wouldn't matter because it would just automatically ship with that 2, which would activate me. If you don't activate, if I didn't activate, I'd lose all my volume, which would be stupid because it's 200,000 volume to get to SPD, and I'd lose it all and have to start again. I wouldn't lose my rank, but I'd lose my volume, which means I would lose my income.
So if I could just ask a question regarding placement, if I'm coming in as a diamond, I'm bringing 4 people with me. They're all going to come in with me at a silver and above rank.
Yes.
I enroll 4 of those lovely people into my team. They're my pit crew.
Yes.
And that takes me to senior director.
No, that makes you a manager straight up. So
straight up.
Straight up. So I'm going to maybe find something else to share. Maybe this is it. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, that's
Vanessa?
great. That'd be awesome.
This is it. Team.
So 4 minimum silver to get to manager, but you don't get to rank to that unless you're a diamond. Is that right? You have to come in as a diamond.
No, you can be as little as a gold.
Great. So if you came in as a minimum gold,
yep,
and enrolled 4 silvers,
yep,
at a minimum, you'd come in as manager.
You would. Actually, we'll
and if you came in as a diamond and you brought 4 diamonds with you.
Okay. Well, that would be but that would be silly. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Very good question, Avalon. If you are a gold here, you are eligible to be a manager, and you bring in your 2 and your 2. If they're silver or gold, great. You maximize that. You're a manager. You'll start getting paid as a manager. The minute you bring in a diamond, you want to upgrade to diamond. because as a manager and you sponsor a diamond, you're only going to be paid $200 for bringing them in. But if you're a diamond, you get $500 for bringing them in, each person. So if it costs you on the order form $15.99 USD to be a diamond, and you bring in 3 diamonds, you've just got all your product paid for. But if you were but if you were just a gold and you bought in 3 diamonds, you would get 600 back. You'd still cover yours, but you're still not a diamond. So you're kicking yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, when I started, because I really wasn't interested, as I said at the beginning, I wasn't interested in doing another network. And I'd had the years of training, but for me, it was about my back. And so I came in as a gold thinking, well, I'm going to need 6 months because I'll be, I'm 60 and it's going to take that long. So to get my genes totally reset. So I became a gold, literally within a week, not even a week, signed up a diamond. So I quickly upgraded before I signed her up so that I'd get the 500 rather than the 200. Does that make sense? You can upgrade.
Yes. So you pay the difference. So if you came in at a diamond, you don't buy if you came in at a gold, you don't buy a gold and a diamond. You just pay the difference between a gold and a diamond.
Correct.
Yeah. So look, to be honest, if you're a product-based person, it is good to try the product and have your own experience with it, but give yourself enough supply so that you can share it with your inner crew.
Yeah.
So gold is 12 sleeves, right?
No, gold is only 5.5 sleeves. A platinum
gold
is 12 sleeves, and we don't talk about a platinum. Well, it has some benefits in that it's $84 a sleeve instead of $99. However, there's no benefit. You're better off being a diamond because you get that full 500. You don't get anything on your platinum. And also with a diamond, you also get 3 months of free auto ship.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for that.
And then, Tessa, if we could show just director and then senior director, because one thing we're noticing is it is absolutely true. Golds with silvers can become managers. They can even become directors. What happens, though, is to hit senior director, if all you've probably partnered with is silvers, because you're just more, going for the sharing to people at silver that want the product, what will happen is you just may not hit your volume, because it's the diamond partners that you get that really help you bring in the volume, because you have to hit 10,000 in your group volume to be able to also reach senior director. So would you just explain the next 2 steps, Tessa?
So as a manager, which I just showed you, the next step's very simple. You just make 2 managers. So 2 of those people that you brought in, Avalon as whatever, they just simply get 4. That makes you a director, as long as they're on an active auto audit every 31 days. So you become a director. Now, to be a senior director, as Vanessa rightly said, it's really hard moving this, I'm not seeing the whole page. Here we go. Then obviously the more volume you have, if you're bringing them in as golds and diamonds, you're going to have bigger volume, because you've got to have the 10,000 GB group volume to be a senior director. And that's simply having 2 directors who have 2 managers. That's it. That is the top of the marketing plan. The only difference between the senior director and then the executive director is you jump from 10,000 to 50,000 volume, from an ED, executive director, to a PD, presidential director, it's 100,000. And from 100,000 PD to SPD, senior presidential director, is 200,000. So it's just volume. So all you do, so this is the top rank, really, as far as the build. So all you do at this point is you continue to make managers, because let's say Mary Jo down here feels like she, she can't use the product for whatever reason, or she goes overseas, or something happens, or this person stopped. Well, then this person drops back as a manager, which means this person drops back as a director, unless they're continuing to build, which means you drop back as a senior director. You can't just survive on that minimum structure. if that makes sense.
That's awesome. And then last thing I'd love to cover is just a little bit around the power leg and the other leg, the inside leg, profit leg. I know it's called a few different things, and why that person's volume actually has a really lovely benefit and flow back up. Do you want to just briefly explain that, Tessa?
Sure. Well, the best way to learn that would be for you all to look at this is at team.com, which is where I was, and to watch these videos under the compensation plan heading up here, because they will this one here with Danny. I mean, they're all different, but he actually shows us graphically. I'll just mute this. Hold on.
And your left team, the left team, you know.
Okay, I don't know if you can see. I don't know where that's gone. You can see he's talking about the your two clouds. That's probably not the best picture there, but you've got two clouds of volume, and each. So for every 3,300 of bonus volume on one, you're going to have a 6,600 on the other. That qualifies you as one cycle. Sorry, 3,300 and 660. That's times 10. I'm jumping. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Or have I muted myself? Can you hear me?
You're good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get the picture. That's times 10, but each cycle is 330 BV. 660 BV is one cycle, which is $50. So obviously, as that builds, there's 10 cycles, so you would get 500 in that cycle. I mean, as your team grows, you'll end up with thousands in your cycling.
Sorry, how do you earn that bonus? What do you do?
Probably the best one to show on here, because you need to watch that video. That's not really the easiest way to
okay.
So what I'll do is
I think it's a bit high level even for me, and I understand other systems, but yeah, I think maybe I need to watch some videos. Thanks, Tessa.
The video is perfect to watch. All we love to simply say early on is there'll be one leg where there's a whole lot of volume happening already for you and with you as you pop in, and the other leg is the one you're going to be building. So what I wanted to explain on this team just for a moment is there's two different ways you build in terms of people. Some people will just go left, right. And what Tessa said, it's bottom, left, bottom, right when you're in your back office enrolling people. Others will make some strategic decisions around, like I have two people that are not yet hitting manager because they actually chose to put a few people in their family or a few people that knew each other well that we're going to really run and actually encourage each other together on the same leg. So she's ended up with 5 or 6 on one leg and just 1 on the other. And as soon as she pops 1 more on that inside leg, she'll be manager. So she made a choice to go, you know what, I'm going to withhold manager for just another week or two while I chose to put people together that would build. Others just go, no, I'm going to go left, right. And then you get to make that decision on that yourself when it comes to what I would just call more a business strategy, if you want to make it that way. When people cluster together, there's some really great chemistry because everyone building in that same leg does end up advantaging each other as well. So that's just one thing early on. Each of your sponsors will just talk to you about when
internet's going.
And you're asking, where shall I place people? Mine is.
So if you had somebody that was a potential more like a sharer, when you think about it, they're going to be a great connector, but they don't want to do any back office stuff and turn up to Zooms. Would you put them on your left?
Not necessarily. You just keep going left, right, because it will balance out. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a very wobbly leg, and you need the strength on the other leg to build, to pick up.
Because I did notice that some of your legs, your power legs, were less in number than your profit legs.
Yeah, so I had
proportionately.
whatever it was versus what was it? 1600, 660 roughly on mine, which
Yep.
is about 330, 660. It's about the right combination, which means I maximize the compensation plan. So I am still going one right, one left, one right, one left, but because my left leg is being fed from above, from the people that brought me in, I'm getting double the feeds on that leg. Same with you. You will have a strong leg and a weak leg. Whoever is sponsoring you, you will be either on one leg or the other. So one of them will be fed by you and your people. One will be fed by everybody above you and your people.
Yep, I get it now. When you said that's what that cloud was. That's what you're talking about, that binary cloud that he was talking about.
Yes, there might be a better picture here if I can just quickly share this one, if that's all right, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Just another one to show you how you earn your commission. So there's different ways you can come in, and oh gosh, can you explain that, please? I've just got someone at the door. I'm going to mute myself. Vanessa, can you hear? Vanessa?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear? Yeah, I'm here.
Yep.
Can everyone hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear. So there's 4 ways that you will get paid. And we just said the first one, the product introduction. And so, Ange, what Tessa is referencing here is the binary commission cycle bonus. And so what will start to happen with that cloud, as you saw, if you have 660 on one leg, 330, every time you have that in volume, personally sponsored from anyone that's coming in, you'll get $50 extra from the company.
He also asked whether
So
someone
that can change. That can change every week. So even though Tessa's is really wide on one, really long on the shorter on the other, in mine it's equal because I didn't have an upline. I'm like a third leg to her. We came in with no real, we were someone's inside leg. So right now I'm very balanced and I need to now build one side stronger. So you are going to just keep popping $50 every time you basically hit that, what we call cycle bonuses. And then the third way you start to get paid is when you get other people 3 down, you are going to continue to get paid off their cycle bonuses and their binary bonuses as well. And Tessa, I've always had one question. Is it first, second, third? Do you keep getting any more levels, or is it just 3 of every personally
Just the
sponsored?
3, but you can put a first under here and a second under here and a third under here. And of course, this first, sorry, let's say the second, well, their first is here. So you get a little bit of everybody's quite a way down. It does add up.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I actually have some things. I'll come back, but I'm going to just mute myself and let you. I'll share. Do you want to take back? I'm sorry, everybody, but I will be back.
Gonna wrap
a lot
up in a
happening in
minute
this
anyway.
house.
Perfect. Tessa,